fuck? Guns jam, gun jam! Fucking jammed up again. So, my gearbox keeps locking up, and that's due to one thing, the trigger contacts. Standard electric guns use trigger contacts, which are basically two bits of metal that are pressed together when the trigger is pulled, which allow electricity to pass through them. Over time, they corrode, wear down, burn out, and they're unable to pass electricity as efficiently as before, sometimes causing the gearbox to half cycle or lock up entirely. A simple way of fixing this is something called a MOSFET, which essentially replaces the trigger contacts with small micro trigger switches or optical sensors depending on the variant of the MOSFET. So I jumped on everyone's favourite website, AliExpress, and found the cheapest one I could.
I've got 50p, fuck you bastard.
For £23 I found this one. It has active braking, overheat protection and binary trigger. It's also by a brand I've heard of. The installation of a MOSFET also allows us to run a bigger battery, so we can have up to 14.8 volts with this system, although I wouldn't recommend it as you'd probably struggle to feed anything. So I purchased it, and a few weeks later it showed up at my door. And I'll be honest, this is the second one I've bought, because I accidentally broke the selector on the first one. But looking at the reviews, someone else also seems to have done this, so it might be something from the factory.
Don't trust China, China is asshole!
So to start with, we've got to fully disassemble the gearbox and take the old trigger board out.
From my winter hell, I've got candles and candy. I can be your daddy if you only let me creep into your prison cell. Hey baby, can you tell I'm not a criminal? Your choice is seminal. I want you to stay true to what's right for you. No matter who or know what will others say. Just find your way.
Once the gearbox is fully disassembled, we can now have a look at the new MOSFET. Inside the box there is a small bag full of connectors if you wanted to change it over to Tamiya, because it does come wired to Dean's from factory. You've then got the trigger board / MOSFET itself, as well as some stickers and the instructions. The instructions also have programming details on the back on how to set it up correctly. As these MOSFETs are also used in gel blasters, there is 2 extra wires that would be used if you were putting it in a gel blaster gearbox, but as this is airsoft, we can just cut this straight off. We don't need them. With the 2 wires cut, we can now proceed and install the MOSFET into the gearbox.
From my winter hell, I've got candles and candy. I can be your daddy if you only let me creep into your prison cell. Hey baby, can you tell I'm not a criminal?
I'm also changing the piston to an FPS lightweight high-speed one, as well as a FPS nylon vented piston head to hopefully increase the RPS.
Your choice is seminal. I want you. Say, just find your way and try to stay true.
So unlike the more expensive MOSFETs, this one works on micro trigger switches. So it has one for the sector gear, one for the trigger, and one for the fire selector plate. You can see here with the screwdriver, that's the selector plate one that I accidentally broke, or China broke. But using these micro sensors is a lot cheaper than the optical sensors you see on these higher end ones, which are £100 plus. I'm also installing an M110 progressive spring. So first quick test with a dead battery, it does work, at least in the cycle, so I didn't fully break it. So I went and got a fully charged battery and gave it a test. It's nice and fast, but how fast is too fast? I don't know if you saw that, but that was unwinding. It's unwound itself as it was shooting. So this is the same battery, 11.1 3200 milliamp with the T28 T3 motor. That's 18 TPA instead of the 14 TPA like the high speed one. So we should get a snappier semi, and it should slow down the full auto a little bit as well. So I mean, the motor is so torquey, it's just spinning. Oh, full auto. Okay, that is still rather quick, but we'll see. So I've got my brand new G&G drum mag, which I literally bought just for this. So I've got the M4 adapter. So we'll see if this can feed and keep up with it. Again, here's that semi that's bloody insane. Oh no. Pretty fucking nuts. So I'll fucking wind that back up again. I obviously don't have the front end off because there's no point of them just tinkering about with it, but I will put it all back together and we'll do some chronos. So full auto. Yeah, that feeds. That is insane. Right, let's go. Semi. So that's about 250 FPS, 251, 253 consistently. That is with 0.3 gram BBs. We want to be looking at our first shots ideally. There we go, that's what I thought. 29. So the chrono reading comes back at around 29 RPS. If you want to be generous, you can call it 30, which is more than enough and perfect for the LMG role I built this gun for. Unfortunately for the gameplay coming up, my G&G drum mag broke, which is annoying because it's the second one I've bought and they've both broken in the same way, so I'm not a fan of these, especially as they're nearly £90 each. Unfortunately, I don't have any other magazines that can feed that fast. I have ordered some for next time. Luckily for the first half of the day, it was all semi-automatic only games. It was also a very hot day, so I was only going to play until lunch anyway. Surprisingly, the gun did get hot, but didn't have any overheating issues or any overheating warnings, which I am surprised for such a cheap piece of equipment that it actually managed to heat so well, and the amount of beating I was putting on it.
Yeah.
Nice kill. Good shot, mate.
one over on the left.
So, the cheapest MOSFET, would I recommend it? Yes, I definitely recommend it. It's a cheaper alternative to these optical MOSFETs. It does the exact same job and gives you the same control as the more expensive units. I'm planning on getting some full auto footage soon, so hopefully you can see how it performs then, but for now, it shoots absolutely perfect. So, in conclusion, sometimes cheaper can mean better. AliExpress isn't too bad, and we should all boycott G&G because they're crap. Thank you if you watched all the way to the end of the video, I do appreciate it. This was a longer form video, something I don't really do. So leave a like and subscribe, let me know you enjoyed this kind of video, and maybe I can do some more videos like it. Oh, and remember,
Don't trust China. China is asshole.